How do you get over fear? Fear is one of the most impactful things we experience throughout our lives. And fear came from a place of keeping us safe, right? We'd fear touching fire because when we touch it, we get burned. We'd fear jumping off a cliff because if it didn't go well, you die, right? That's where fear was born. But as society grew, we started fearing other things. We started fearing so much more that we aren't ready for, that we don't know how to handle, and that doesn't actually matter. So, for example, the fear of failure, right? If you tried something, you could fail. You could do it poorly. You could do it wrong. So let me ask you a question. And we've all seen babies, right? Little tiny kids crawling around, making lots of noise, all this other stuff, right? When did we tell them, you know what? I just don't think you're going to walk. Stop trying. Stop getting up again. Never. You never tell a kid that because it's not true. That fear of failure doesn't apply to walking. But of course it applies to sales, or of course it applies to business or relationships. See, we get wrapped up in our heads that failure is some big thing we've got to worry about. And it creates this fear. What else do we fear? We have a fear of social rejection, right? What if someone doesn't like me? What if they're mean to me? What if I can't do it? We have all these fears. So how do you handle it? This is a question I get all the time, and I get it a lot from my kids. How do you handle it if you are afraid? What do you need to do? How do you need to do it? How can you put it together in a way where it's not so impactful to you or to others? See, that fear can cripple you, especially in business, especially in life. Fear will very rarely save you, and most of the time it will cost you happiness. So you got to learn to get rid of fear. The way I get rid of my fear, the way I handle it when I feel afraid, is I always go back to one of my core values, which is failing and failure. See, if you can love failure, it eliminates fear. Because fear is being afraid, it's being worried about something that could happen in the future. Usually, that fear comes from being afraid that that something is going to be failure. But at the end of the day, failure is your greatest tool for growth. And so we don't take action because we're afraid of failure, but really failure is what's going to get us to that next level. The way I deal with fear is I love failure. I have conditioned my brain. I have conditioned myself to love the unknown, to be willing to fail, to be willing to lose it all. Because I know if I do lose it all, I'll make it back even more. Because I will learn through that failure. See, it's all in the mindset that you bring to the table. Fear can be debilitating, but it also doesn't have to be. See, I don't get afraid. I have very high hopes and a ton of aspirations and intentions, but it's never fear. Because I know if I do try what I'm about to try and I fail, I'm going to learn more than if I didn't try at all. And the more I know, the more I learn, the further ahead I will be. So, love failure. Like, the key to success, guys, is super simple. Love failing. If you love failure, you will always be successful. But that's how you overcome fear as well. Love the lessons. Love the journey. You can and will be successful if you own that.